Hi everyone, Winslow Dixon here. I just wanted to do a short video to just kind of explain a little bit about my story and hopefully, spread some hope and some joy on a sad topic. I am preparing for my hysterectomy, which is this coming week. On Wednesday, I will be having a hysterectomy at the Cleveland Clinic due to endometriosis and uterine fibroids. I am 25 years old. I am unmarried and I do not have any children. So this is a very hard thing to accept. It's something that I mentally have had to work through, and I'm just making this video to kind of share some things that help me accept that this is the option and this is going to improve my life. Basically, endometriosis is a disease where endometrial cells are not properly expelled from the body, and they attach themselves to the uterine wall and to the ovaries, and they can cause endometriomas and a lot of pain. They can cause infertility, abnormal cycles, and just basically it's a disease that damages a lot of your female organs. It can also attach itself to other organs such as, I had to have my appendix removed because it attacked that, and I think that's called adenomyosis. So basically, endometriosis is cells that attach themselves to places where they're not supposed to be. I have had this disease since the onset of puberty at age 12. I suffered with agonizing periods. I would bleed for months on end. I would get very anemic. I passed out at school multiple times, and I fought this disease for quite some time. I was on just about every treatment you could imagine. I took hormonal therapy. I did birth control pills. I did creams. I did Depo-Provera shots. I did basically everything you could think of to try to eliminate this starting from age 12. It did not improve. When I was 18 years old, I did start on Depo-Provera shots, and that did not help, and I had a lot of problems through that. So that year, I actually had to have gallbladder surgery to have my gallbladder removed, and my appendix ruptured during the surgery, and it was just kind of an interesting thing. But anyways, through that surgery, they saw that I had endometrial deposits, endometriomas, and pelvic masses. So after that surgery at 19 years old, I had my first endometrial gynecological surgery. I had a laparoscopic D&C to have the endometriosis removed. I have had to have 2 more of these surgeries after that because my endometriosis has gone to be a very aggressive endometriosis, and I've had multiple surgeries. So at 25 years old, I do not want to have to keep having surgery once a year, and I have chronic pelvic pain, severe menstrual cycles that last for months on end, and nothing's really helped it. No pill, no creams, no shots, nothing like that. I even had the IUD placement, and that has not improve things. So we are looking at the only option of a hysterectomy, which absolutely breaks my heart because I wanted to have children one day, and I wanted to carry a child of my own, and I want those memories of being able to tell my husband that I'm pregnant and being able to take the cute maternity pictures and being able to do things like that. But this is where we're at. So I have done much prayer and much meditation and much personal research on how to accept this. So I'm just going to share a few things that helped me. I believe that this hysterectomy, though it is a difficult loss, it is a grace in itself. I have Addison's disease, I have medullary sponge cutting disorder, and I have endometriosis. So the odds of me carrying a healthy pregnancy to full term are less than that of the average woman. My dangers of, dying during a pregnancy or having a sick child are there. Those risks are there. And I had rather be unselfish and never bring a child into this world to suffer, because I would honestly not want another human being to suffer like I have suffered. I would not want my child to suffer and to look at it and know that I selfishly brought something into the world, knowing that I could pass my horrible diseases on. I know that that would break my heart to see something so innocent, so little suffer. And knowing that I brought it into the world with the chances that it could have my diseases and my illness, I think that's a selfish thought. So it has helped me to realize that it is a grace, knowing that I will not pass the tragedy of my diseases on. It also helps me to know that, even if I were able to carry a healthy child to full term, the odds of me surviving the birth and the delivery are very slim. And I would never want to leave a child motherless, because that's a deficit that, from birth, that would be very difficult to deal with. I couldn't imagine being motherless. I couldn't imagine not having my own mother, and to bring something into this world motherless just tears my heart up. So, and that's in itself is a grace. There's also the chances that, me and the child could die, and that would leave a terrible loss with, whoever I married or my own family. That would be just something that I wouldn't want to happen. So I am choosing to look at this from the bird's eye view, that the risks outweigh the benefits, and I don't want anyone to suffer because of the choices that I have made. So we are making this choice. I am making this choice to have this hysterectomy to prevent that from happening. So that in itself is a grace. Also, I choose to think of it in a way that it will improve my life. Any woman will tell you having a cycle is not fun. It's painful. Some women, do well with it, and some it doesn't really impact. But as for me, I do have an endocrine disorder as well, and it just seemed to take me down every single time. And when you have issues for months on end, and when you have chronic pain that can be eliminated, even though it's difficult, even though it's hard, it's a grace to know that there's something that can be done to improve your life. I would love to wake up and not have to take something for pain. I would love to wake up and not have to worry about heavy bleeding, or, am I swollen today or something? Do I need to up my steroid due to my Addison's disease because of the pain of the endometriosis and the pelvic pain and all that extra stuff? I choose to think of it as a grace that there's something that can be done. So if you are facing a hysterectomy and you're young and you're just thinking that this is the most unfair thing in the world, because it kind of is, it's a loss. Let yourself feel that loss. Let yourself know that even though you're losing something, you're also gaining things. You're going to gain days with less pain. You're going to gain days where you don't have to worry, about certain things. You're going to gain days where you can live without that weight on you. So all is not lost. All is not lost. It may feel like it. You may look to the sky and just scream, why is this happening to me? All these people are having babies, and all these people have these cute kids, and you scroll on Facebook and you see this person has a pregnancy announcement, and this person dressed up their little kid in a little costume, and your heart aches. I'm just here to tell you that I'm right there with you with that ache, and I'm right there with you with that loss, and it's okay to feel that. It's okay to deeply grieve for that, because it's not fair, and no woman should ever lose the ability to carry their child. But that's the reality for some people. That's the reality that you're facing, and I'm sorry for it. If you're watching this video, let me just first tell you that I know what you're feeling, and I know how tragic it is. But I also know that we should be thankful that there are options, because even though bad things happen, there are good things that you can find in the midst of them. And I know that it doesn't seem like it, but there's always a blessing in the burden. And I choose to think about the grace of a hysterectomy instead of the tragic loss. So on Wednesday, I will lose the ability to have children ever. I will never be a biological mother. But that doesn't mean I won't ever be a mother. That doesn't mean I won't ever be able to open my heart in my home to a child that needs love. That doesn't mean that my life is over. It doesn't make me less of a woman, less of a person, less of a human. If anything, it makes me more human and more strong, because I have walked through some very dark roads. So let me just tell you that your hysterectomy might feel like the worst tragic loss in the world, but all is not lost. You're still you, despite everything that you've lost. Despite the grief, despite the tragedy, there are still days of hope and days of joy and joys of happiness and things that you can look forward to. So don't lose heart. All is not lost. Thank you for watching.